Hello YouTube. Welcome back. This is the beginning right at the start of day 6 before I've done day 6. And this league is going fantastically for us. I'm super happy with this build choice still. Very surprising that it's gone this well. I have not changed to Omni yet. This is just a regular bow. Honestly, I could do most of this in solo self-found, with the exception of the fact that I have a headhunter, which I just got at the beginning of yesterday. Basically, I've been playing with the headhunter all day. I have to say two things about the headhunter. One, it is significantly worse than it was last league by a mile. Two, it is still the very best belt you can wear to run big juice content. It is still really, really good. The rumors of its death have been greatly over-exaggerated. I picked this one up for 40x. It since dropped to 30, and then overnight while I was asleep went back up to 60. I fully expect to see this belt back up at 100, 110. I think the reaction people have had to the headhunter being nerfed is valid, but also super extreme. So like, it has been nerfed. I don't want to sit here and tell you that it's just as powerful as before. It is nowhere near as powerful as before. Nowhere near. But it is still really good. It is still really good. Putting on the headhunter without upgrading any of my gear allowed me to go from struggling to be able to complete tier 11s to comfortably being able to complete 60% delirious beyond tier 16s. So what we're seeing in the background here is tier 16s now, which is great. I'm getting like boss maps dropping and all of that sort of stuff from moving up to tier 11s. The headhunter did that on its own. So rumors of the headhunter being a dead belt, greatly over exaggerated. However, definitely nerfed. So moving into in-game, what I haven't tested yet, I will show you. All right, here we are over in game. So a change that I made this morning that I have not played with yet is I got a tornado shot fires an additional second projectile helmet, and I have changed into a tornado shot build, which is exactly what I was always hoping to do. Just took a little bit longer than before. Now, I did a little bit of path of buildinging, and I realized that the Storm Rain totems were basically all my single target DPS. They were the reason that I'm able to annihilate map bosses. I can't unfortunately change this over to a tornado shot ballista setup as well, which is what you see really often when you see people in Omni. When they're doing omniscience, you see tornado shot on both sets. And the reason for that in an Omni setup over this setup is purely because an Omni setup does so much goddamn DPS that it literally doesn't matter that putting tornado shot ballistas on is a third the DPS, because you still annihilate everything anyway, because the DPS is like super high. I don't have that, so I'm just not able to swap out the Storm Rain ballistas. So we're going to keep the Storm Rain ballistas, but now we're going to start using tornado shot, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. The one thing that happened here is I swapped out Mirage Archer for GMP, and then tornado shot for lightning arrow, obviously. Tornado shot benefits a lot more from as many extra projectiles as I can get going, and it didn't feel great just in my hideout, even with a dying sun up, to only have that many projectiles, however many that is. Just wasn't suiting me. So we got a GMP, and now it looks like that, which is much better for tornado shot. That is basically all that changed. I did get a awakened elemental damage to be reflect immune, and otherwise we are just hard blasting tier 16s now, which is absolutely fantastic. I did have a little spot where I was using 2 inspireds. I'm not doing that anymore. This cluster jewel gives nothing, just in case people are wondering when they look at the path of building. This is just about I get 4% life, and that's it. This is really just fixing my strength issue. There's just strength at every node, strength at every node, strength at every node. That's all it's doing. It is fixing my strength problem, and it's fixing it quite well. I am able to have a leveled up determination and everything. So that's great. We're probably going to try and do the Omni swap in the next day or maybe 2 if it takes that much. And then hopefully just be able to just absolutely annihilate everything and do bosses and everything. That's the plan. Unfortunately, we are just never probably going MF on this build. New rares are just a little too powerful to gimp myself by putting on all the MF gear and still be able to exist in tier 16s. So that is my update. I also have a new Atlas strategy, but we'll be covering that in another video. TLDR, Grand Design is really good. Anyone who saw my video before League with the experimental tree, it's that, except a little more min-maxed, a little more optimized, but Grand Design, really good. Alright, that is everything. I will link the path of building of this for character progression, just in case anybody's following it, and do be aware if you are trying to copy it, sticking with the 2 inspired setup that I had in the last video is perfectly reasonable. If you can't get a headhunter, it is absolutely, like, it is probably half a headhunter now to have 2 inspireds. It definitely was worth upgrading, but it felt a lot better than before. 2 inspireds is definitely the budget way to go. Otherwise, great, and I will see everybody later.